Morning, guys. Feeling really good this morning. Good night's sleep, good meal, good stretch. Really does wonders for the body. First thing, we're heading up to Tornado Pass. This is an area that people talk about with apprehension, so interested to see what it's all about. We're gonna head up there and find out. So I think this is the first kind of obstacle of the day. There's an avalanche that came down, basically wiping out the original GDT path, but people are going around it to the left apparently, and then you can, once you get up to the pass, you can cross back over and reconnect with the trail. But apparently it's still a little bit raw in there, a little bit bushwhacky, but beats trying to climb over all this avalanche debris. Whew, that's straight up. I came back into the forest because the trail's apparently to my right. We're gonna probably have to do a bit of bushwhacking to get to it. Made that cross trail, and I want to clarify, it's not that I'm getting lost. It's that on the Great Divide Trail, sometimes the trail just disappears or it's been changed due to some sort of natural phenomenon like that avalanche. And there's just so few people that hike it that the trails don't get established. Those little trails that get made from people going around things or whatever. I definitely jinxed myself right after I said that. I got very lost. I got super turned around, started going in circles, and now I'm having to bushwhack down this hill in order to rejoin the trail, but I'm on the right path now. And whew, yeah, I just got complacent with a game trail and just followed it in the completely wrong direction. And it made sense in my mind because I'm trying to gain a pass, but yeah, that if you guys saw the GPS track, you'd be like, oh, Justin, that was brutal, because I got pretty turned around. But oh well, it happens. Now we're back on trail, just coming up to it right up here. Here we go. Yeah, and then we should be hitting some sort of pass soon as well. Made it up to Tornado Pass. Whew. That was a little bit of a experience just with navigation. We'll see how the next little bit goes, as we're gonna be following this trail up to the saddle. Some beautiful views. Then we're gonna continue along here and then head up through that saddle right there. It doesn't look so bad. I'm just kind of making my own switchbacks through here, make it a little bit easier on myself. And then as soon as you get down over the other side of the saddle, the wind dies down, you get greeted with this beautiful valley that we're gonna head down into. So Tornado Pass wasn't that bad. If it had started raining, I actually would have still felt confident scrambling up that scree slope into the saddle. So if you are worried about it, if you're hiking the Great Divide Trail, don't be worried about it. Just take your time, and there's nothing that's too hard going up to the saddle. It's just really windy, as you saw. And that was just the first of 3 different saddles that we're going to be heading up. So still quite a bit of elevation to go. A lot of day ahead of me, and curious to see what those next 2 passes had to throw at me. It's a hi-ho, hey-ho, coming down the plains, stealing wheat and barley and all the other grains. It's a hi-ho, hey-ho, farmers lock your doors when you see the Jolly Roger on Regina's mighty shores. So we're going to continue following this path, and then I think we're popping up over that little mound right there. Made it to the end of this little ridge here, and my shoes are actually starting to fall apart a little bit. So I'm gonna book it the 13 kilometers to the next campsite, and hopefully I can repair them. I have some things in mind to fix the problem. I'll show you guys that once we get there. So we started off kind of way over there, came up along the ridge, and then we're gonna continue, follow the ridge down, go over that little hump, staying close to the mountains, and then kind of hug the mountains until the campsite at Lle Creek. So I just came off of that ridge over there, coming up over here, and then I gotta dip down into this drainage and then head up this next ridge here. And coming up that last ridge really kicked my butt. There's a lot more elevation gained today than I thought. So heading up over this next ridge is not making me feel good, but the views are pretty awesome and are energizing me a little bit here. Got beautiful views of the foothills and then some awesome Rocky Mountains. So I made it to Lle Creek. Things kind of turned around from how my body's feeling. I'm actually feeling pretty good. And the campground here kind of sucks. And I know that Memory Lake is 5.5 kilometers further on with very minimal elevation. So I'm gonna eat dinner and then push on to there and get a nice campsite. I am kind of playing with having to do a little bit of night hiking, but hopefully I'll get a quick dinner in and then get there and get set up before it gets too dark. Made it to the lake, kind of a lake, and yeah, that was good. It was a good little push. I broke 40 kilometers today, was 2,300 meters of elevation gain. I think I have my trail legs, and tomorrow I'm glad that I have the extra little bit of time tomorrow. I don't have to rush quite as much because I think there's gonna be some phenomenal views. So the issue with my shoe is that the heel right here is starting to come off a little bit. And also the toe, a little bit coming off, but not too bad. Otherwise, the shoe's in great condition. The upper's in phenomenal condition. The sole just took quite a bit of a beating in section A with all the scree and talus, and especially the heel going down those talus slopes. So I'm just gonna grab my first aid kit here. I have a little bit of super glue, crazy glue. So I'm gonna use this and just try and glue the heel back on both shoes. I'm just hanging my bear bag and then heading to bed. We'll see you guys tomorrow.